Embedded with Integrity. April 3, 2015. Have you ever taken a harder look at what your values are, differentiating them from what your ethics, morals, and principles are? Do you understand the purpose of them and how they affect you as a person and your life? It is understood, dear ones, that values in essence motivate you, where morals and ethics have been known to make you feel compelled and sometimes constrained. Values also describe what is important to you and your life, whereas ethics and morals suggests what is or not thought to be appropriate behavior when making choices to live your life. Principles, well, they advise what your choice of values, morals, and ethics will be. In order to have a well-adopted practice of moral principles, it is a good idea to also have a strong hold on life. Living by moral principles, dear ones, brings you further beyond the normal direction of conscience that provides you with the knowing of what is the right thing to do. Cultivating clear, internalized principles also brings you further beyond the values that may form the inner world of your inner person. When you have principles and you live by them, you are demonstrating, dear ones, that you are more than able to act in accordance with understood conscience that is aligned with your values. It means you have a good handle on life, and you are ready for whatever comes next. You may get hit by a sudden, unexpected, unpleasant surprise or difficult challenge, but if your principles are effective, your personal values will stay strong and help you weather whatever storm that comes your way. For your principles to be of the most effective, they only need to be approved by your conscience and still reflect what you value most, while still in harmony with life. A great moral to live by, that has been around for a very long time, is the golden rule: treat others as you would like others to treat you. By no means, dear ones, does this mean you must gather a bunch of rules and memorize them all off by heart. If you consider a person that lives by integrity, that individual may not be eagerly able to express their principles of living in written or even spoken word. But their principles nevertheless shine through their actions simply because their principled way of living with integrity has been embedded into their basic attitudes towards all life. Of course, there may be a dishonest and immoral thought occasionally, but a person that lives a life of integrity does not convert into immoral or negative action because the dishonest or immoral thought wasn't filtered by their own principles of integrity. The dear souls that live by integrity do trust themselves. They are open and don't build walls or wear masks. They trust their heart when choosing what the right thing to do is. It is understood, dear ones, that not everyone lives a life of integrity. Many dear souls are challenged from time to time by life's temptations that often have them tottering back and forth from what is right to what is wrong, where their morals, ethics, and sometimes values seem as if they are under attack. But if you have good, sound principles to fall back on, even if you never firmly establish them, they will become your cushion and help you to pass temptations without succumbing to them. We know it is hard. You live in a world that is thick with temptation. Listening and following the direction of your internalized compass will help you remain on track and bring stillness to both your mind and heart. It is well established and understood that many of your temptations are contrived from your likes and dislikes, from your desires and aversions. Some of these temptations, if you allow them to overpower you, will create various forms of addiction. That means you have much work to do each day. Becoming more aware of the food you eat, ensuring your body and mind is healthy, being able to subdue your cravings, and learning to moderate and listening to principles such as, enough is enough, and by respecting yourself, your body and life, and doing what you can to remain healthy from the inside out. This is your life, dear ones, and you are responsible for its direction that is based on your choices and actions. What about your emotional and mental needs and desires? Do you really need to indulge in hostile, mean thoughts? When you see these thoughts forming, you realize, dear ones, you also have the ability to let them go, or change the subject. Just because a negative emotion or feeling pops up does not mean you have to entertain it or react with it. When you allow your emotions to relax and not give them free rein, you are less likely to react with hostility and just allow them to pass until they subside. The more you learn to persevere, the stronger you grow, and the more capable you are at withstanding harmful distractions and temptations. The impulses that once caused you so much trouble will no longer bother you. And when new temptations arise attempting to derail you, you have cultivated such a productive method to dealing with them, that you are able to maintain your inner self and your integrity. Every day you live a principled life, you give yourself the ability to rise above temptation. Remember, dear ones, within you are some pretty remarkable helpers. You have your strength, courage, personal power, hope, faith. You have a great big heart. You love, you care, and you have values. And when you find yourself struggling, you know you can lean into God and He will help direct your way by shining a luminescent path for you to follow. Focus on the work you have done with your inner self. Become aware of the sensations you may feel when you find yourself drawn towards something you know you shouldn't do. Allow these feelings, these sensations, to bring you inward, so you can re-establish harmony and rise above whatever the temptation was. You can treat your principles with a straightforward, yet loving attitude towards life and towards the people that share this bountiful world with you. Living by a guileless attitude, one that is principled, helps to declutter the falseness from the truth. There are no reasons to strategize or cheat your way through life when you can live by the heart and from the heart. When there is nothing to hide, dear ones, there is no reason then to hide your actions or attitudes. As we near the end of this week's transmission, take some time to recognize when you have been tempted. When these temptations came to you, did your own moral strength work with you to strengthen your resistance? Saying no to something, to anyone, is a very powerful word, action, and energy, one that doesn't always come easy, but when it does, the effects can be life-changing, and sometimes just what you need at the right time. I'm Ascended Master, Serapis Bey through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com